Hi everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about how good deeds, simple good deeds can earn us tremendous rewards. The smallest of things that you will not even expect that this is a big deal from a human perspective. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would, just reward us tremendously. So tremendous rewards for simple deeds. Bukhari and Muslim related from Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, as a man who was walking on a pathway, he found a thorny branch. He removed it from the trail, and Allah the Exalted was pleased with his deed, accepted it, rewarded him, and forgave him. In some narrations related by Muslim from Abu Huraira, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, a man passed by a branch of a tree in the middle of a road, and he removed it so it could not hurt or harm Muslims. Allah so loved the act that he was made to enter paradise. Allahu Akbar. In another narration, related by Abu Huraira, the Prophet ﷺ said, indeed, I saw a man living comfortably in paradise because of a tree he had cut down from the middle of a pathway, which was the cause of harm to many. Do you see how wonderful this is? You not even expect that, oh, this is not a big, you'll be thinking, ah, this is not really not really a big deal. But because of the love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has for his slaves, if you show love or mercy to that slave that he loves or to his slaves, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to show you equal love. Now, on that note, let's look at this from another perspective. Let's read the story of Hassan and Hussein. Hassan and Hussein one day went to their cousin, Abdullah bin Ja'far, radiallahu anhu, and said to him, indeed, you spend in an extravagant manner. He said, indeed, Allah has made me become accustomed to having his favors, and I have made it a habit to do favors for his slaves. I fear that if I break off this habit, provision will be cut off from me. Let me say that again. He said, they told him indeed, he spent in an extravagant manner. What was his reply to them? He said, indeed, Allah has made me become accustomed to having his favors, and I have made it a habit to do favors for his slaves. I fear that if I break off this habit, provision will be cut off from me. Are you seeing it from the angle I'm looking at it from? It is because he is giving it to the servants of Allah, the provisions that are given to him. It is because he gives it out, maybe in charity, he does good things for people, he provides, he lifts burden off of people, off of the slaves of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Then he is afraid that if he stops being, that is what those other ones are tagging as extravagant. Now he's afraid that if he stops giving out, that maybe he's afraid that Allah would stop giving his provision for him. What does this tell us? That it still goes on to emphasize our initial point that we were saying, that if you are good to the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he takes it upon himself to also be good to you. This guy has a habit of being extravagant, that he gives to people extravagantly. He is generous. He doesn't have a clenched fist. He gives to people. And now he said, if he stops giving, what if I stop giving, Allah stops giving to me? It means the more he gave out, the more he got from Allah. The more he gave out, the more he got from Allah. The more he gave out, the more he got from Allah. This also emphasizes or highlights the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not joke with his servants. If you have ever thought in any moment in your life that Allah does not love you, then it's wrong. It's the shaitan playing with your mind. The mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon his servants is so great, so intense. We are even told that the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is more than the love your mother can ever have for you. Can you imagine that type of thing? Every time I imagine, if I so much as cough funny, my mom is all over the place in confusion. Like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? So imagine the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for us. Treat a servant well, and you will feel the impact of Allah's love on you. If you want to recognize the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon you, just pick somebody, do good to other people, and you will see the goodness of Allah, or the mercy of Allah, or the provisions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon us too. I think this is the lesson from the story. I hope you are on the same page with me. Do you also feel the same way? Thank you very much for listening. I hope we have learned a thing or two. I remain Hawa Ali, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.